All right.
They're not judges.
We're going to start this morning with a Pledge of Allegiance. If we can begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the May 20th, 2024 meeting. This is a work session for the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. My name is Kevin Cook. I serve as the chair this year. Also joining me this morning is Commissioner Aaron Mays. Good morning.
Morning.
Commissioner Bill Rippon isn't able to be here this morning. So we are going to first start, though, with John Landon from our weed department. He's going to kind of give us a little bit of an update on things that are exciting and upcoming and have happened with his weed department.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Landon, Director of the Weed Department. I'd like to take a little bit this morning to kind of give you an overview on where we are on the drone program, kind of things that we've been working on in the past, over the past year, where we stand on that point, and moving forward, what kind of the future might hold for us. And so it's been quite a lengthy process and an exciting one, to tell you the truth. You know, we started back in, I think, budget time, when we come to the commission and talk to you about drones and what drones could do for our department, allowing us the ability to get in inaccessible areas, keep our applicators out of the application zone of herbicides and stuff. And so as we move forward, Tyler DeWitt and I, we attended K-State's aerospace pilot class in January. Both of us graduated that class and got our drone license so we could fly those. So currently we'll have an item on the agenda for Thursday. That will be an authorization of ownership, an affidavit of ownership that we'll ask you to sign off on. That's basically putting the drone in the commission's name. There's also paperwork in there to file for FAA registration of the drone so it can be registered. So that little process is going to be kind of the short and sweet process of it all. And then once we get that FAA license back, we'll ask the commission to then, we'll get Rich Eckert involved, and we'll submit our Part 137 paperwork to the FAA. And that's going to be the vital part of this tool for us, and that allows us to actually apply herbicides from that drone. So it's a special exemption that allows you to spray. So, you know, we're very excited in this. I can't tell you, Commissioners, we're going to be the first weed department in Kansas to be able to apply herbicides with a drone. We're going to be the first weed department in Kansas to actually have a drone that's for application type. There's other departments, Public Works, ourselves included. They have drones that they're doing bridge inspections with, and we currently do weed inspections with it. But we're going to be the first government agency for the weed department to be able to do this. And so it's exciting times for us. You know, I never thought that I could get really excited about weeds anymore. I mean, after doing it for 20 years, it's kind of weeds and you kind of spray them. But this is really, you know, when this technology was introduced to me, I had no interest to look at it. I didn't think it would be beneficial. I thought it'd be a toy. As that demo went on, you know, my mind just lit up, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, look at all the areas that we could do with this. We're putting guys down on that riprap on the south side of the Kansas River that's, you know, 100 feet long, and we're dragging a hose, and, you know, one of those rocks give and they go tumbling down, break a leg or whatever. Fire department's going to have to pull them up off of there. They're going to be mad at us, and this application is just perfect for that. You keep that guy away from all the dangers that are included in it. And you know, with cancers and glyphosate rumors, all that stuff that's going on in the press now, you know, you take that applicator completely out of the equation. He's nowhere near that, and so, you know, it's going to be a big benefit for us. And so I'm really excited. So today I wanted to present Tyler DeWitt with his plaque, his FAA license that he received. I think this is, you know, Tyler's gonna be our first pilot for the weed department. He's not probably the first pilot in Shawnee County, because the sheriff's department has it, but it's a big deal for the weed department, so, you know, I wanna present him with this plaque, and it's kind of to me, it's a big deal. So Tyler, if you would like to come up. Congratulations, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to say any words to the commissioners,
Hello, commissioners.
Hi.
I don't really know what to say, but it's honored to be here. You know, I didn't really expect this. It seems everyone else did, but you know, I like this whole thing that we've got going on with the drones, and I'm just really looking forward to what I can help do and what we can do as a weed department. So.
Well, let's put you through a little bit of a test, Tyler, and see how we're doing today.
Yeah.
So I know this was unexpected, kind of caught you off guard a little bit this morning. So how long have you been interested or worked around drones? What brought you to this?
Well, I mean, I've always had interest in small, you know, toy drones and stuff like that, but in terms of knowing what it could do on the industry side of things is something that's been brought to my attention, you know, within the last year or two through John and through the weed department here, and you know, it's really opened my eyes to, you know, see what can be done with it, and I can't wait to, you know, get behind the remote of one and really give it a test.
Okay. I think that a lot of us have watched as drones have gone from being toys and hobbies to now real commercial and business endeavors and all of the different practical applications, as John Landon talked about just a moment ago. And so we've seen a change in what drones are and what drones can do. So the drone that you're going to be using for the weed department, how many gallons of pesticide can it hold at a time?
So I believe it's a 2.5 gallon tank, which is about the upper threshold for keeping it under 55 pounds net weight when we're flying it.
Okay.
Which, if you were to go over 55, you would need that extra licensing.
So when you were going through drone school, what were some of the training courses that you would have to do?
So a lot of it was knowing airspaces and just understanding consequences and, you know, your laws and regulations on the drones themselves. We did do a side course for actually testing and flying and using the cameras and stuff like that on the drones to get comfortable with it.
Okay. When you're doing the application, are you doing the application right there on the site, or you back at the weed department and you're sending the drone all the way across the county to?
No, so I will be up on the levee with it, because for it to be legal, you do have to be able to see it with your own eyes. So yes, I'll be up there with it, but I won't have to be down on the shot rock, which is
Okay, so the people don't have to worry about you sending drones all the way across the county unmanned,
correct.
filled with chemicals.
Correct.
All right. When you're doing the application, I mean, have we started doing any of the application yet? I mean, we're getting ready to do application here in Shawnee County, right? Or
Yes, we have to get the section 137 to be able to apply with it, and we need the affidavit to be able to even fly it. So we haven't even flown it yet, but we're looking forward to doing that soon enough.
okay, Commissioner Mays?
What's the timeline look like on that? I mean, is that like next week, or is that like a month down the road, or what are you guys thinking? John's behind you, so.
This one's all you.
So, you know, I'm really shooting for this fall. You know, with the FAA, they could, there's about a 2-month wait period there. We've also got to, so in the midst of all this too, commissioners, is Kansas Department of Ag really wasn't expecting this to come about so soon. And so that's been kind of the holdup on most of this. So now they've got to develop policies and procedures to allow this to take place. And so I've been talking to Kelly Dominski-Wenzel. She's in charge of the pesticide program at KDA. with our assistants and some of the other applicators, the contractors that we used in the past, they're writing up a policy on what to do. They're also gonna create their own, like in our category licenses where we have category 9 for noxious weeds, 6 for right-of-way, 5 for aquatic, they're gonna have an additional licensing for drones. So before you can still fly, you would then have to pass this category licensing from KDA. So we'll have that obstacle to overcome too. So right now, you know, I'm optimistic on fall. I'm hoping that we could hit the ground this fall. But if not, we'll definitely be ready by spring.
Well, I think that one of the things we're looking at in Kansas, neighboring states as well, when you look at commercial application, if you were looking at planes that are doing spraying of chemicals, you have to worry about how much does that plane cost, what's the fuel cost. When you apply the pesticide, is it going to drift into somebody else's field? And there's all different kinds of liabilities that come up. And when you're doing a drone, you're really going to be able to focus in on where you're applying that pesticide, making sure it's applied in a reasonable way, not drifting. Herbicide. Thank you. And I mean, I think that your FAA licensure will definitely make you a very valuable commodity, and we hope to keep you for a very long time.
I will take a little page out of Tyler's book. I think he undersold the class, and maybe it's my age and versus his age, but it's very detailed, and they spent days just hammering the maps and the restrictions around airports, so you understood the heights that you could fly around an airport and where you couldn't fly at all. And so, you know, when I looked at the map, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, what do I need to know, whether there's a tower here or whether there's, you know, a radio tower over here and this. I got an app for that. And you know, their whole response was, well, if you don't have an app for that, you need to know, and you need to know how to contact the tower. I'm thinking, well, I'm never gonna contact the tower. But it is, it's very, you know, it's a top-notch program. I would recommend anybody that's gonna get into this and learn it and try to do it as a trade to attend that class. Those instructors over there are unbelievable. But I think if it wasn't for Tyler, I probably wouldn't have passed that test, because it's pretty hard. You know, the whole teaching an old dog new tricks is, you know, after the first day, I looked over at Tyler and I thought, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, you got this. So, but he did. I mean, it was, I guess, being young and a gamer, that's part of their deal.
Commissioner Mays?
So you mentioned we're the first county in Kansas to have this type of thing. And do you envision, or have you already had other counties reaching out about, you know, how we're doing it, what we're doing, and how they can, you know, replicate?
Well, Commissioner, they have reached out, but it's not that they're wanting to follow in our footsteps. It's they're wanting us to come and spray their stuff on a contract basis. So I wish I'd like to say that it's going to take off and other counties are going to be, you know, doing this, but the way it's been right now is, you know, Wabunsee wants us to come spray their duckweed on their lagoons too, and Osage, and so, you know, I think at some point we're gonna have to sit down and figure out, you know, is this something we're prepared to do? You know, I don't know the answer to that. It's too early. I'm still trying to develop in-house policies and procedures and guidelines for us, and so I would hope that as technology moves on that this will be a big deal for all other weed departments as well.
Good.
Well, this is a big day for Shawnee County, and this is a big day for you, Tyler, and so we wanted to let you know that we're very proud that you are able to have your FAA licensure, and we look forward to moving forward with the weed department in this manner, so congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioners.
Congratulations.
If you don't mind,
I know that Stephanie's been positioned herself. She wants to get a picture taken so she can post it up on social media.
John, you can up here too.
Gentlemen, I know we were the only ones with anything on the agenda for
Yep.
today, and so while I'm here, if you want to ask any other questions about the weed department, what we're working on, the direction we're headed, what we got going on, I'm here to help.
Well, let's start with, it is time for weeds. I was noticing this morning that I've got weeds that I've got to get pulled, and if people do have questions about weeds, what should they be doing?
They can contact our office at 785-251-6931. Stop by the office, 2044 Southwest Western Avenue. We can help you with any information you need. We can help you with herbicides. We can identify plants for you. If you need us to come out and take a look at your pasture to tell you what you actually have to develop a plan, then we can do that as well. We have rental equipment that you can rent for $20 a day, $40 a weekend.
And it's not just a rural thing, it's people in town too.
People in town have weeds just like everybody else, so they'll grow anywhere, and they're not, they don't discriminate, so.
Okay. And then our chemical pricing, I mean, if somebody says, well, I'll just go out to a big box store and buy it, our prices are competitive with them.
Our prices are actually 25% cheaper than most, depending on the markup that the store has, but by law, by state statute, we have to sell chemical for noxious weed control at 25% less than what we pay. That is state mandated. We don't have a choice. And so, for instance, if a jug of chemical costs us $100, then the taxpayer buys it for $75.
Okay.
Although, not all chemicals are available to the public. You guys do sell chemicals that you have to have a license to buy as well.
That is correct. We sell Tordon, which is a restricted use herbicide, and you have to be a licensed applicator to buy that.
Yeah, and one thing that so I have a little bit of land behind my house, and I found out the hard way that there were some weeds growing that I did not realize were noxious weeds. And so, if you have a weedy patch in your yard, I know, Rich, you live out in the county, if you've not had them out to look at it, there's probably some things that you don't know about growing that probably need to be addressed. So, especially that Sericea lespedeza, that's the one that got me.
That is correct. Even commissioners aren't exempt from the noxious weed law. And so, yeah, Sericea is a big deal right now. I think commissioners, I probably sat up here and told you this before, that Sericea is going to be haunting us forever, I believe. It's very tough to control. I think back in the day, thistles was it. You go out there and pluck the heads, but now this new monster is coming in, and it's just, if we can get 100% compliance out of everybody, I think we can make a dent in it, but you have to stay on top of it, and you have to just keep going after it. You can't take a year off.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize that it's an invasive weed. It's kind of pretty when it blooms and everything, and I think that people don't realize it's something bad that needs to be taken care of.
Well, we see today with advancements, I can completely envision a day when drones fly over, the cameras identify the weed, they fly down, they spray that weed and apply it in that way. And so there will probably be a day where Tyler's sitting at the office and his whole day will be spent behind the computer treating weeds.
Programming this drone where to go and do that, yeah. I mean, it's getting closer and closer every day. So, again, it's something, I think it's just something I'm very excited about and can't wait to see what the future holds for.
Until the day the drones think that we're the weed,
Yes.
that won't be so funny.
I saw that movie over the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
We've all seen it.
So, yeah.
But I thank you for all of your hard work and what you're doing. Is there anything that we as commissioners need to have on our radar regarding weeds and weed application here as we move from spring into summer?
Commissioners, I'll just tell you that at the last update I've heard from the state is they've sent over to Secretary of Ag Mike Beam on the honeysuckle and stuff for adopting it as noxious weeds. I have not heard at conference they talked about that he has it, but there hadn't been any indication on what he plans on doing. I know if they adopt honeysuckle and teasel as part of noxious weeds, business is definitely going to pick up for us. the spraying timeline for honeysuckle is late fall after the grass goes dormant and Roundup on it. So, you know, you'll probably see us out spraying weeds till mid-December and as long as the freeze holds out. We were last year, you know, I think, it was January or so before we got things winterized up when Mother Nature finally turned on us. So, you know, we did some applications early in the spring on it to see what we were gonna do, how it was gonna hold up. But with honeysuckle, you know, we tried some trichopure product, but they can damage some of your good trees, your walnuts and stuff. And so that's why they're pushing the glyphosate on it in the fall, is to reduce that risk. So it's a very, very touchy situation around all good trees, but, you know, I think we'll be able to make a dent. I don't know how big of a dent we'll make on Shunga, but, because it's full,
Yeah.
you know, it'll just be a cooperative stuff with Parks and Rec, trying to figure out what they're gonna take care of versus what they want us to take care of. I think it's probably gonna be more communication between Tim and I that, you know, we'll have to figure out just who's gonna do what, so.
Commissioner Reyes?
So right now, honeysuckle is not a noxious weed. So if I came in and I asked you to buy glyphosate for the treatment of honeysuckle, you would not sell it to me, would you?
I would sell it to you, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're selling glyphosate for the treatment of honeysuckle, even though it's not. It's coming. It's a matter of time. We really want people to work on it and get it under control. And so we would sell you chemical for it.
Okay. Good to
Okay.
know.
Anything else?
No, Kurt, have anything you want to add?
Good job, John.
Oh, well, thank you.
Appreciate your work.
Yeah. Well, again, congratulations on all of it, and thank you very much for the presentation this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a great morning.
All right. We have now come to a public comment. If there's a member of the public that wishes to comment. Mr. McClure.
I wouldn't want to drone on. Ooh. All right, trying to get a lot of sugar out there. Hey, good morning, Commissioners. Congratulations on your graduations. I heard you had quite a process getting from Nebraska to here, made it all work. Very nimble fella. Hey, I'm going to use a little sports analogy and drone on about Go Topeka and that the abuse of the tax, the sales tax money. Rope-a-dope. You know, Cassius Clay invented it. So later on, as he got old and couldn't swing and couldn't fight as good, just bouncing off the ropes. And I think that's what I'm getting from the Go Topeka organization, the old rope-a-dope. So after the last meeting Thursday, thank you for letting me speak, I got an email back from them, and my sewer project was denied because it didn't meet primary jobs. But Forge gets $50,000 to make, you know, for their license plate project or their involvement with it. And then everybody that I've circulated that list, which I don't think is complete because it doesn't add up accounting principles wise, it's like $1.2 million in gifts like the United Way, which is really confusing because you got all these nice people getting a lot of nice money that do nice things. It's just out of the wrong bucket of money. And what I'm more worried about anything, the longer I come down here and sit down, is the ability to finish the road projects that were on the ballot. And that, when I hear there's a $16.5 million shortfall, that really concerns me, because if we just said as a community, we all came together, you know, that $5 million that goes over here that we gift to Go Topeka to have them shell out like Santa Claus and the United Way, if we just put that $5 million into the roads, we'd be better off, and that would be good economic development. And I don't understand how you guys vote. You never say yes, you never say no, but that kind of just seems like what happens every time when I come down and talk. You know, I keep talking, and the answer I get from Go Topeka is obviously just like, well, wait a minute. That's not consistent with all these other money you're giving away, because $5,000 here and $10,000 there and $4,600 for working capital, those weren't creating primary jobs. but your your $100,000 gift to put in a sewer line for the Pizza Hut that would have been paid back in 2 years, you don't get that, because it's like the one thing that would have created the income didn't get it, and I think it's because it's Henry McClure, if that's what we've come down to. But all these other gifts, and then it makes me look like the bad guy, you know, oh man, why do you want to take all that money away from those guys? Because it isn't what we voted for. And I need your guys' help to fix that. I need, yes, we're on your side, Henry. We should be putting that money in a better place. So, hey, congratulations. I won't hold you up. Let's get on with the festivities. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment this morning?
Good morning. Henry McClure.
That moves us to administrative communications. Any comments from department heads or employees? Commissioner Mays, anything?
No, nothing for me. Congrats to the grads.
Yep, I don't have anything else, so we are adjourned until Thursday. Thank you for coming.